Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Thursday, September 14th, 2023. Welcome to day 968. The world needs to invest $2.7 trillion per year to achieve net zero emissions by 2050 and keep global temperatures from rising above 1.5 degrees Celsius by the end of the century. The report found that while governments' existing net zero pledges cover 88% of annual global emissions, no major country is currently on track to even meet their own emission targets by 2030, let alone 2050. Likely putting the world on track to warm by 2.5 degrees Celsius by 2050. Staying below 1.5 degrees, however, is still possible, but requires wind and solar to become the world's main source of power twice as fast while decreasing dependency on fossil fuels from the current 80% to 50%. Demand for fossil fuels are expected to peak around the year 2030 and fall roughly 25% by the year 2050, down from 2019 levels. Moving on, a federal judge ruled again that the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA, is illegal. Last year, the Biden administration attempted to preserve the program, which protects nearly 600,000 undocumented immigrants who were brought to the United States as children from being deported, and DACA codified the policy into federal regulation. The judge, however, did not order an immediate end to the program, and current beneficiaries will be able to keep and renew their protection, but no new applications will be allowed. The Biden administration is expected to appeal the decision to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit, and the case is likely to end up in the Supreme Court. In D.C., Kevin McCarthy dared his Republican colleagues to make good on their threats to remove him as Speaker of the House, saying, "If you want to file the motion, file the fucking motion." The House has passed one of 12 required appropriations bills ahead of a September 30th government funding deadline, and the House Freedom Caucus has opposed a continuing resolution to keep the government temporarily funded unless it includes all of their policy demands. Members of the caucus have repeatedly threatened to bring the motion to vacate to the floor and force McCarthy out of the speakership if he doesn't comply with their demands, such as ordering an impeachment inquiry into Biden. The motion to vacate was a key part of McCarthy's deal with the House Freedom Caucus to become Speaker of the House after 14 failed rounds of voting. Under the agreement, a single member can call a vote to remove him. If it does come to the floor, it would need just a simple majority to pass. McCarthy later said that he showed frustration in the meeting because he is frustrated with some people in the conference. In Georgia, a judge rejected prosecutors' plans to try all 19 defendants together in the 2020 election interference case in October. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee said that Kenneth Chesborough and Sidney Powell will stand trial beginning October 23rd, while Trump and his 16 other co-defendants will move forward on their own schedule, with a trial date yet to be announced. The judge said the decision to split the case into multiple trials was an absolute necessity given the complexity and the burden it would create for the state court system. The judge wrote, "The Fulton County Courthouse simply contains no courtroom adequately large enough to hold all 19 defendants, their multiple attorneys and support staff, the sheriff's deputies, court personnel, and the state's prosecutorial team." And finally, Hunter Biden was indicted on 3 criminal counts related to his possession of a gun while using narcotics. 2 counts are tied to him allegedly making false statements on a form indicating that he was not using illegal drugs when he purchased a firearm in 2018, and a 3rd count on illegally obtaining a firearm while addicted to drugs. Hunter previously reached a plea deal with David Weiss, who was appointed by Trump to resolve the matter without charges. But that deal unexpectedly collapsed during a court hearing in July after U.S. Judge Mary Ellen Noriega expressed concern over the agreement and questioned the breadth of an immunity deal. Hunter could theoretically face up to 25 years in prison and fines of up to $750,000. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.